Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I will show you how to use the Ordinary Azelaic Acid Suspension 10%. And you can use this product in your morning and or evening skincare routine. Now, as the name already suggests, it contains 10% azelaic acid, which is beneficial for reducing skin redness and inflammation. It also has antibacterial properties that help manage existing acne by targeting bacteria. Additionally, it supports skin renewal by encouraging the skin cell turnover. It is able to help unclog pores and reduce dark spots from previous acne or breakouts faster. The formulation also contains silicones like dimethicone, which offer multiple benefits, such as improving the texture of the product, creating a protective barrier on the skin surface, and helping to lock in moisture. However, silicones can make a product more occlusive, meaning it can form a barrier on the skin surface to prevent moisture loss. And this can be beneficial or not depending on your skin type and when you're going to apply the product. So this is now where I want to immediately move on to what you should not combine with the Ordinary Azelaic Acid Suspension in the same routine, as well as the order of application, which can be very confusing, as this is where most often see mistakes that can lead to improper absorption or maybe even skin sensitivities. So I want to go over this with you together so that you can achieve the best results. Now at the top, you can see what the conflict is. So in this example with AHA and BHA cleansers, it would be that it may cause irritation or sensitivities, as this combination can be quite potent, especially when used over longer periods. And then we also have a sentence on how to recommend using the products in case you have multiple of them at home. So in this case, it would be using them on alternate days. Then we have the same with leave-on exfoliating acid toners, serums or other forms like liquids. Do not use them one after the other. The same applies to exfoliating acid masks. Do not use azelaic acid afterwards. And remember to keep the frequency of use for the exfoliating acid mask in mind. Next up, we have peptide serums. When combined, they can potentially lose their benefits as they are sensitive to pH differences. Then we have vitamin C formulations, and the ones that are concerning are ascorbic acid formulations, as they may be too acidic so that the skin becomes even more sensitive, which at some point may be too much for the skin barrier and leads to skin irritation. And if you have another vitamin C product at home and you're unsure about what form of vitamin C it includes, then just check the ingredients list. If it contains ascorbic acid, then avoid using them in the same routine. Then we have the ordinary niacinamide powder. Niacinamide works best within its optimal pH range of 5 to 7. If it's formulated in a product whose pH is outside this range, it may not be as effective. For example, niacinamide might not be as potent in reducing inflammation, hyperpigmentation or wrinkles if the pH compromises its stability or its ability to penetrate the skin. A similar issue can happen with EUK 134. If the pH range is not right, then it may lose its benefits, so do not use them one after the other. And lastly, we have retinol and retinoids. I'm aware that formulations with retinol or retinoids that include azelaic acid are available. These formulations are usually prescriptions and the ingredients are formulated to work well together. However, here we have the problem that you may be using high strengths of both ingredients, such as 10% azelaic acid and 1% retinol or 0.1% adapalene or tretinoin. And depending on the formulation of your retinol or retinoid, it can be very potent, and this can cause severe irritation or sensitivities. So in my example, I've included the 0.5 and 1% retinols from the Ordinary, which would also apply to similar products from other brands, of course, which you should avoid. However, I've excluded the 0.2% retinol in squalane and the 2% gram-active retinoids from the Ordinary, as these may work well, and the same would apply to other low-strength formulations. But ultimately, it depends on your personal skin tolerance. Still, be cautious and do not overdo it. Now that we've covered that, I would like to move on to my example skincare routines, as there are certain combinations which can be very confusing, especially when it comes to moisturizer formulations. The Ordinary Azelaic Acid contains a significant amount of silicones, so it's generally layered as the last step, unless your moisturizer contains a higher amount of certain mineral oils, which the Ordinary currently does not offer. Therefore, with so many possibilities, the best approach is sticking with the Ordinary brand, especially if you are not familiar with individual ingredients. And the first routine I've prepared is actually how I would suggest using the products. It's very simple, adds a bit of hydration to the skin, and it gives it a nice slip so that it spreads evenly over the face, allowing you to use less product. So you cleanse your face with a non-exfoliating acid cleanser, then pat the skin dry, After that, you can include either the natural moisturizing factors with hyaluronic acid or beta-glucan. And lastly, apply the ordinary azelaic acid suspension 10%. So the reason for this is that they're less occlusive. In simpler terms, they're so to speak lighter. If you were to do it the other way around, they wouldn't be able to properly absorb into the skin, which may cause layering issues or dryness as the deeper layers of the skin are not properly hydrated. However, in case you have other products from The Ordinary at home, or you want to see other great combinations that you can create with them, then I've got you covered. Now this could be a morning and or evening skincare routine. The first step is going to be cleansing your face. Make sure that you choose a cleanser that's suitable for your skin type and needs. If you do this in the evening and you're someone who likes to wear makeup or sunscreen, consider using The Ordinary Squalane Cleanser as the first step to effectively and gently remove it. After cleansing, pat the skin dry. Next, apply a water-based serum. I recommend hyaluronic acid plus B5 for hydration and barrier repair, niacinamide with zinc to further target blemishes and reduce oiliness, or ascorbyl glucoside, a vitamin C derivative that helps fade dark spots and adds antioxidants to the skin. After that, you can include one of the ordinary moisturizers, either the one with beta-glucan or the other one with hyaluronic acid. Give it a minute to absorb, and then it's time for the azelaic acid suspension. Apply it, and then give it a couple of minutes to absorb, and then if you're heading outdoors, layer your sunscreen as the last step. Otherwise, the azelaic acid suspension can be the last step. Remember, the slides you just saw, along with more general information, can be downloaded from the description box below this video. And now that we've covered the basics, I would like to demonstrate the routine so that you know how you can properly apply it. As always, the first step is cleansing. Remember that this can be done either above the sink or in the shower. Personally, I really like cleansing my face above the sink in the morning and taking a shower in the evening, especially if I have worn sunscreen and makeup throughout the day, as it's much more convenient to properly remove it from the skin. So, choose your favorite non-exfoliating acid cleanser. In my case, it's the Ordinary Glucoside Foaming Cleanser, which is suitable for normal to oily skin types, as it gently removes excess oil, dirt and sweat from the skin. But before I use it, I need to make sure that my hands are clean to avoid any transfer of bacteria and other impurities to the face. So let's do this. Begin by wetting your hands with clean running water. Then take a bit of your favorite soap, lather it between your hands, and scrub your hands for a minimum of 20 seconds, ensuring coverage between fingers and under nails. Rinse thoroughly with clean water. Finally, take a clean towel and pat dry. Then wet your face with warm water. Next, dispense a small amount of the cleanser onto the palm of your hand or fingers. Rub it between your hands. Then apply it evenly over your face and neck and massage for about 15 to 30 seconds. Rinse well with warm water. And if you're at the sink, you can use a soft, clean microfiber washcloth as a helper. Wet the washcloth, squeeze it out so that it's damp, then swipe it all over the face to help remove any remaining impurities of your cleanser, sunscreen or makeup. If you've used the washcloth, then rinse again several times, making sure your face is clean. Lastly, pat the skin dry with a clean towel. After cleansing, it's time to apply your favorite non-conflicting serum as suggested in my PowerPoint example skincare routines. So choose the one that's most suitable for your skin concerns or simply skip it. For this routine, I'm using the Ordinary Ascorbyl Glucoside Solution 12%, which is a vitamin C derivative. It further helps fade dark spots and provides antioxidants to help protect the skin against free radicals. To use the Ordinary Ascorbyl Glucoside Serum, dispense about 3 to 5 drops onto the palm of your hand or fingertips. Rub both hands or fingertips together, then apply it evenly over your face, avoiding the eyelids and lips. You can include the neck if desired. Leave it on the skin and do not wash it off. Give it a minute so they can absorb into the skin, and then remember, if you have one of the ordinary moisturizers, like the natural moisturizing factors with hyaluronic acid or the other one with beta-glucan, now would be the time to apply it. To use the ordinary moisturizer, dispense a pea to a bean-sized amount onto your fingertip. Rub the fingertips of both hands together, then apply it evenly over your face and neck, or only to the areas where you experience dryness. In my case, it's mainly my cheeks. Leave it on the skin and do not wash it off. You can give it a minute to absorb, and then it's time to apply the Ordinary Azelaic Acid Suspension. Again, you can apply it either all over your face or only onto the areas of concern. This means that if you have pigmentation or breakouts, for example mainly on your forehead or chin, then this will be your area of concern to apply it to. Or apply it all over your face for even and proper exfoliation. So you need to adjust this to your personal needs. To use the Ordinary Azelaic Acid Suspension, dispense a pea to a bean-sized amount onto your fingertip. Rub the fingertips of both hands together to distribute the product. Then apply it all over your face and neck, or only to the areas of concern. And remember to avoid the eyelids and lips, as these areas are very sensitive. Then again, leave it on the skin, there's no need to wash it off. And if this is your daytime skincare routine and you're heading outdoors, then remember to use sunscreen on top. The examples I recommended in my routines, the NIOD Survival and Good Molecules Sheer Mineral SPF, should work well for most of you. And if you want to layer makeup on top, I also have a slide for this, which you will find along the rest of the examples for download in the description box down below, so go ahead and check it out. And this is what I want to share with you. I hope that you enjoyed it, that you could learn something new. Thanks so much for watching, and happy skincaring!